it's Kelly, your tech-savvy business mentor here, and we are starting a brand new series here on the channel. But what we're going to do in this series is we're going to talk about a lot of the different platforms that are out there, the different software, the apps, the tools that are available for small business owners, specifically things that are helpful for solopreneurs, since that's what I am, and because that's who I support most. The ones that are free or have free versions, or the ones that are more expensive or super expensive. We're going to talk about whether or not they're worth the price, whether or not they're user-friendly, and just kind of talk about what I think about them. So I just want to start out by saying that, of course, all of these things are simply my opinion. They are not gospel truth. So if I'm talking about a tool that you absolutely love and I don't, that's okay. Like, it doesn't mean that you should stop using it or that it's not good for your business. These kinds of things are completely subjective. However, I've been working both in small business and in the corporate world using different tech tools for a very long time. I would say, oh gosh, in the small business world, I've been doing it for coming up on 20 years. In setting up the systems and tools for the corporate world in the last decade or so. So I do have a little bit of experience with this, as well as a huge, huge passion for it. So that's why I decided to start this series, and let's see if I can help you guys out so that you don't waste your money on any of those expensive tools that are not worth it, but that you can put in the investment into the things that are worth it. All right, so I figured that being that this is the very first of these videos that I'm doing, I should probably start with the tool that I am the most passionate about. And all right, if you've been checking out my channel for a bit, or if you just know me at all, if you're on my email list, you've heard me talk about this tool, probably so much so that you've either tried it already, or you are sick to death of hearing me talk about it. And if that's the case, I'm really sorry, but it just makes so much sense for this to be the first video that I do, because I love this tool so much. And of course, it's Trello, right? We're going to do a little screen sharing so that you can see what I'm talking about and how I'm using it and why I'm so freaking passionate about it. Even if you're watching this saying, I am so not good with tech stuff, I'm not good with apps and all that stuff, I think that no matter where you are on the tech savvy spectrum, I think that Trello is such a great place to start. Okay, so before I go diving into any of the specific boards and how they work and all that kind of thing, I just want to talk a little bit about Trello, what it is. Trello is a tool that is meant for project management. But as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, that phrase, that term might not resonate as something that you do, even though, let me just tell you, whether you realize it or not, you are doing it. But I think that realistically, the term project management for a tool like Trello is a little bit too specific. I think that it scares some people away, because if they don't think that project management is something that they do, then they're not even going to test it out. But tasks, to-do list, those things I know we all have. So whatever you call it, I think that Trello is such a great tool for all of that. One of the things that it does best is just help you organize your thoughts. Anyways, let's just dive right into the tool. You just come into Trello, you're going to land on this page, which is all of your boards. So these starred boards, though, are the ones that I have starred personally because they're the ones that I come back to the most often. Just to kind of give you a quick little rundown. So I've got my command center. This is literally my dashboard for the day, my cockpit, my whatever you want to call it. This is where I start my day. And I do actually have a free template of this. If you want to give Trello a try, it's completely free. Free from me, and it's free to use Trello. In fact, with all of this crazy that I'm doing in Trello that you could see that I've got in here, I still have not had to upgrade to paying for Trello. Now, I'm getting close to doing that because of some of the features that are available when you're in the paid version that I'm starting to feel like would be pretty handy. But you can get around so much of it using some of the free power-ups and things like that. So yeah, I haven't felt the need yet, but that just shows you that like you can really dive into this platform and play around with it for quite a while before you even need to pay for it. So what you can see here is my command center, which is where my entire day, like this is the first thing that I go into in the morning. It's my daily to-do list, my weekly, my monthly, all that stuff. So I will show you that in the Freedom Formula. I got my Pinterest strategy in here. I've got my weekly newsletter planning. I've been able to connect Trello to my email marketing and to my payment platform, which is Stripe. And I use that to keep track of potential customers. So it's kind of like my lead management, I guess, if you want to call it that. I manage my Success Through Community podcast with my podcast partner, Jolene, on this one. And we are able to collaborate on that board, which is such a great thing about Trello. I have my email marketing automation maps, my tech savvy membership, my business budget, my process management, any of my passive income streams. I've got a couple of other boards that I'm collaborating with other people on, as well as this is a personal board that I use to manage some of my life, because let's face it, like it's not just about managing your business, it's how do you manage your life and your business together. So Trello helps me do that too. And then a board for the next season of the mastermind. I'm gonna dive in just to show you real quick into this. This is the free board that I was talking about that you can grab down in the description. If you're new to using Trello, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or like I've grabbed this template, I've copied it, and I have absolutely no idea what to do with it, right? So inside this first card, I have attached an actual, a video and a couple other links to just to help you understand how you're going to use this board and how to set some things up. I've also shown you here how to set up a couple of really, really simple automation, but I do this because there are certain things that I need reminders of. I don't know if you're like me, but if I don't get that kind of pop-up reminder on my phone, then I'm going to forget to do things. I mean, there's just a lot to do and it's really hard for me to stay on top of it. So, Trello does have a phone app for Android and iOS. And I highly recommend, if you're going to use this as like your task manager or your to-do, that you download that app and you use the reminders. Even if you use your calendar app for reminders and things like that, it's not a direct link to, you see that reminder from your calendar, but then you still have to go open the app or go to your computer and all that. And I just feel like for me, I need it to be so simple. It's kind of like working out for me. Like when I had a gym membership, I could come up with any excuse in the book not to leave my house and go to the gym, right? Which is why now, instead of doing that, I just have my gym downstairs. And even that I can come up with excuses, but far less often because it's literally downstairs. To me, this is kind of similar in that I need to remove all of the potential for excuses for myself. And let me tell you, since I have started employing Trello and those reminders and some of these other features and these boards that I've created, 2022 was the first year that for an entire year, I was completely consistent with all of the recurring tasks that I decided I wanted to do in my business for the year. And I could not have said that before because I'm just, I'm like you. I get off track, I get sidetracked, I get busy. And having this reminder system has been incredibly helpful for me. But one of the things I wanted to show you when it comes to things like pinning, so I don't manage all of my fresh pins and everything on this board. It has its own board because there's a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to do on there and a lot of automation. And I didn't want that all to be set up on this one board because to me, that would feel cluttered. Now, you can choose to do it differently. You can choose to do it all on one board, and that's totally fine. There's no right or wrong way to set this up. It's 100% customizable to how you think, how you organize, and how you run your business. But for me, having this and being able to link directly to the board that I need to use is like perfect, right? So when I come here, now I've got all of the pieces of content that I'm currently pinning on a regular basis. And when you open one of these cards, you can see I've got in the description a link to the actual blog post. I've also got a link to the Google Drive folder where I store all of my Canva designs, the pins that I designed. They all get stored here so that I can see right here that I have some fresh pins that I haven't used yet that are already created, which for me is really helpful because when I'm working on this and this, alert pops up at me at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever it might be, I might be a little bit busy in that moment. And when I come in here and I see, oh, I've actually already got pins ready, then I know it's going to take me less than 30 seconds to makes me that much more likely to do it, right? And then, let me see, what else do I have? Oh, I also use the comments here. Personally, I use the comments to write up titles and descriptions for my pins. Anyways, this is just how I use it. Okay, so I've got the automation set up. There's a few of them set up for a couple of different things, but the primary one is that when one of the cards is becomes due, when it has that scheduled label on it, then it marks the due date as complete. It pushes it out by 3 weeks, and then removes the scheduled date. And then I also have another rule on here that is resorting the list by the due date so that it moves it to the bottom of the list. So what it does essentially is it cycles through so that I know that I'm not pinning the same content within a couple of weeks of each other. So it doesn't look to Pinterest and their algorithm like I'm spamming her. So anyways, I hope this was a helpful kind of first look into Trello and what project management or task management, whatever you might want to call it, can really do in your business. And I didn't even touch on any of the ways that I use it personally. So there's just literally a unlimited amount of ways that you could use Trello in your business and in your life. So this is one that I 100% recommend. This is, I have no reservations in saying that I think that you will find a way that this tool, that Trello, will make your life and your business run smoother and better. So whether you grab my free template below or if you just dive in on your own, I know you're going to find ways to make it work and conform with the way that you organize and the way that your brain works and the way that you think. So if you liked this review, if you like this kind of little sneak peek into this tool that maybe you haven't tried before, then go ahead and make sure you subscribe and like this video. And let me know in the comments if you're using Trello, if you maybe use something different other than Trello. I know that there are a lot of other options out there that I just personally haven't checked out yet. Well, some that I have, and I've just decided that I like Trello better, but some that I haven't checked out yet and that I'd like to potentially check out and review. And if there's any software, any tools, any apps, anything that you've been curious about, maybe you're getting a lot of Facebook or Instagram or YouTube ads for them, and you're thinking about it, but you're just not sure, or you kind of want to see behind the scenes first, or maybe you just want to know if they're worth the money. Because let me tell you, some of these tools are ridiculous. I mean, to the point where I'm a techie person, I nerd out over this kind of stuff, and I still won't spend the money on it because it's just not worth it. So let me know if there's anything like that. I will grab it and check it out and let you guys know what I think. Online tools for your business do not have to be a stressful, overwhelming thing. It is time to let it be easy.